We're officially in South Dakota. Getting there a hair late. I got about, I don't know, the sun should be set in about 10 minutes. I probably got 20 on top of that. So it's gonna be tight. There they are. South Dakota, Black Hills.
So game plan today, I got a trail. I'm gonna start hiking. And hopefully a turkey gobbles and gives me an idea where to go. It's kind of windy, it's cold, it's in the low 30s, I think right around freezing. There's random spots of snow still on the ground. The roads are kind of a mess, I think because the snow had really just melted. Got a little concerned there a couple times, had to put it in 4-wheel drive. But other than that, I'm ready to get after it, man. Wish me luck, I'm gonna need it. Finally heard a bird. Took a little bit. I want to get up on that ridge, but I don't know if it's too close to him or not. By the time I got up that little ridge, he was howling going down this valley. But yelped at him and he gobbled at me from way far. Trying to catch up. What's that they say about Merriams wild turkeys? Don't chase a Merriam wild turkey. Guess what I'm doing? I think I bumped my turkey. There's a big circle around him. He's up on this ridge. And the way things were going, he was just going away from me. So it's like, I gotta get on the other side. A big circle. Come up this draw, there's a saddle. Nice little flat spot on one side of the ridge. I wanted to get up to that. Getting close, and it's like, I need to figure out where he is, so I yelp. And he gobbles, he's on the bottom side. Almost like he was going to the last place I called. So I move up a little more, yelp again, he gobbles again, he's still way down the bottom. So I'm headed that way, there's a different saddle. His direction I was going to try to get to. And it starts getting into this low pine stuff you see around me. Real thick. I'm struggling to get through it. With the gun and the tripod, it's a mess. And crunching through that, and like 30 yards away I hear crashing. And I see a glimpse of something like gliding down. That joker came really fast, and I was not ready. I don't know what to do now. I think that's the only bird I've heard. I've covered a lot of ground already. A little disheartening. Could have been my first South Dakota turkey. Screwed up. Started seeing some good sign. A lot of turkey poop, a lot of tracks. Walking down this bottom. And a bird's gobbled twice on his own. I got dirt bikes behind me. Hopefully they don't screw this up. Hopefully I don't screw this up. here is the South Dakota aspen. You can tell it's an aspen by the way it is. Whew, 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 whew. He's kind of close. Is right off this road.
It's morning number 2 in South Dakota. Last night, roosted a bird. Beautiful, beautiful. You don't get situations like this very often. So, where I hunted last night, I didn't hear anything. No action at all. Tons of tracks. I felt like I should have heard a turkey gobble. It did not gobble. So I jumped in the truck right about sunset. Started just kind of cruising down the roads, hoping the turkey would sound off. Stopped, out hooted, hear a bird gobble, howling gone from me. Move up on it, stopped, still got a ways to go. Move up on it. Basically, I find it, get it dialed into, I mean, I could tell you, not the exact tree, but I could be sitting under it. And the only problem was, there's a guy on a different road that was listening to it as well. So I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to have competition. I have to worry about beating this dude. But I'm sleeping in my truck, so I was going to wait for him to leave and then park and camp out. But I drove away and I cooked dinner and came back and his truck was still there. So you win. You win. Unfortunately, because that bird was pretty killable, I believe. So hopefully it gets it. Going to go back in the general area where I hunted yesterday. I did get on birds, but it's going to take a lot more walking. It's all right. I can handle it. I'm a little salty. I wanted to hunt that bird.
Well, far as I was approaching where I wanted to be, I heard some distant gobbling. Get down here, and weren't where I thought they'd be. Had a bird answer me 2 times, and both times was like, I have no idea where that is. So climbed up to a ridge. See if I could hear from that. Currently do not have a clue. So we're gonna keep walking. Haven't heard a gunshot from my rooster tom. That bird's gobbling pretty good. It's on the other side of this open pasture. I think if I tried to come in at him this way, I'm going to be lit up in the sun. It's not very wide across this. I'm sure they cross it 100 times a day. But if I come down on the shady side, closer to him undetected. Part of me says sit still, he's answering you. But he's moving away. I can't deal. Not sure whose idea this was. We going up. I see a bird. Not the bird that's gobbling. The bird that's gobbling's a lot farther up. Not a monster, but a shed.
All right, it's my third day in South Dakota. Last night, I got on some birds and wasn't able to call them up. When they started going to roost, made a beeline for my truck so I could follow them. And it's amazing how much ground they covered from the point where they decided, we're going up to roost, and where they actually ended up. But in catching up with them, I was able to find another bird as well. That one seemed to gobble more, and it's a lot closer to the road, so I think I'm going to start out on him. Should be closer to a turkey than I have been the last 2 mornings, at least start out with. So that's good. I like it.
little recap. I apologize. But when it comes to this filming thing, filming is second. I'm sorry, it's always going to be second. We're out here to chase 49, and while I enjoy getting birds on film, stuff is difficult sometimes, so the best I can do, I mean, sometimes you just got to kill the turkey, and today was one of those days. I just had to kill the turkey. I still got a hen yelping over here. That's pretty. So, I didn't realize. I thought they were on the ground as I was moving on these birds. Or just over this hill. And they were I was getting pretty close to them. So, I came up over this rise, and just kind of nestled in on that rock there. I thought I pointed this camera, the big camera, at myself. Turns out I may have been pointing off into the abyss to my left, but should still caught some really, really great audio, I think. Unfortunately, I broke my big mic, so using the stock mic on the camera, hopefully it got something good. But yeah, so I'm hiding behind that rock. These birds are going nuts. I got birds way out that way where she's yelping. They're going nuts. And the birds that I originally wanted to go after that I'd roosted last night should have been way over here. Well, I don't know why they weren't gobbling, but there were quite a few birds over on this side, so it's like, what do I do? Go after a bird that's not talking, or go after this group of birds that's going nuts? So I went after the group of birds. Then a little later, these guys fired up, and they were coming towards us. I'd seen them cut right up on that ridge, and they came down. They went off over the ridge. The hen started getting fired up pretty good, and then I see the whole flock start coming up over the hill and down into that little fieldy area. See that little bit of yellow? So from my perspective, as I'm sitting here, they're up there, and I waited for them to get through that field, and then I said, there's my window. I need to get to that rock. And that's what I did. Well, South Dakota is a wrap. Beautiful country, beautiful part of the world. I've seen wildlife out the wazoo. White-tailed deer, mule deer, down lower saw pronghorn antelope, bison, a bunch of elk at dusk, prairie dogs. I saw a badger last night, which was awesome. I mean, it's just, for somebody that lives on the other side of the continent, pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Beautiful, beautiful. So, film may not be the best on this one, but like I said, you gotta chase that bird sometimes, and it's not always going to lead you into a good position to get them on film. Hopefully the gun camera picks something up. I know the battery died right after I shot, so it might have ended that file on time, which would be good. But man, this is God's country. It is very humbled by the opportunity just to be here. I know we stressed out a lot about being able to travel this year with COVID-19, and we kind of said, you know what, this is as quarantined as we're going to get. I mean, we're spending time with nobody but ourselves, and I mean, Boss and I aren't even together. We're states apart. He's en route to California right now, but I should be able to drop him a good pin for when he swings back through South Dakota.